The room erupted in laughter, loud, raw, and contagious. Joy echoed off every wall, building with each chuckle and gasp. Everyone joined in, except him. He stood still, watching me, expression unreadable, not a hint of amusement in his eyes. No smile. No defense. Just silence, thick, weighty, unmistakable. And in that stillness, something fragile cracked between us. At the time, I brushed it off, just a joke that hadn't landed. Nothing serious, I told myself. But now, I know better. That throwaway line. It was the first thread pulled loose, the start of everything falling apart. If I could take it back, I would, 1,000 times over. I would give anything to undo what I broke with that single careless moment. Have you ever said something thoughtless, something meant to entertain, and watched it cost you someone irreplaceable? I'm 31, and this is how I destroyed something rare. Not by cheating. Not by lies. But with one unthinking joke. Elliot wasn't the kind of man who chased attention. He didn't need flashy clothes or grand entrances. His presence was quieter, steadier, like warmth from a fire on a freezing night. Subtle but real. Reassuring. We'd spent almost 2 years together, and in that time, I came to rely on that quiet strength. His patience, his consistency, the way he was truly there when he was with you. I never realized how rare that was until I no longer had it. It happened at a birthday party for a coworker. One of those loud, crowded nights where most faces were strangers, friends of friends, tag-alongs, people whose names I forgot as soon as I heard them. The drinks were flowing, and the room buzzed with competitive humor. Everyone trying to outdo the last punchline. I've always been sharp with words. It's how I charm people, how I make myself stand out. Elliot, on the other hand, was more of an observer. He spoke with purpose, not volume. That night, though, he tried to match the energy. I saw him make the effort to keep up with the teasing and quick-fire jokes. Then someone tossed out a question, casual but loaded. What would your guy do if someone tried to mug you? Without thinking, I laughed, loud and easy, and replied, Elliot? He'd probably offer the guy a hug and apologize for not carrying enough cash. That was it. The room went wild. People howled. One person snorted, yeah, he totally gives off that soft boy vibe. The jabs kept coming, light, but relentless. I didn't stop them. I egged it on. I'm serious, I added with a grin. If we ever got jumped, I'm tossing Elliot at them and running like hell. Laughter exploded again, even louder. And in that moment, I felt proud, witty, like I owned the room. Then I looked at Elliot. He wasn't laughing. Not even pretending. His face was unreadable, blank in that way that somehow said everything. He stood, quietly collected his jacket, and walked out without a word. The laughter faltered. The mood shifted. Damn, someone muttered. Didn't mean to hit a nerve, another whispered. I stood there, drink in hand, the warmth gone. Only confusion and a sinking coldness remained. I found him outside a few minutes later. Tried to play it off, my tone light, coaxing. Elliot, come on. It was just a joke. He didn't raise his voice. Didn't accuse me. He simply looked at me and asked calmly, why did you make me the joke? I stammered, shrugged it off. Said it was harmless. Nothing serious. It didn't have to be serious, he said quietly. But it still hurt. I thought he was being dramatic. That he'd cool off, and we'd laugh about it later. But he didn't come back to my apartment that night. He didn't answer my calls. Left my messages unread. The next morning, I sent him a text. I'm sorry if I made you feel bad. I didn't mean to. His reply was sharp and clear. It's not just that you made me feel bad. You made me feel small. In front of people I didn't even know. And you enjoyed it. That's when it truly hit me. It wasn't the joke alone. It was the way I used him to get a laugh. How I put him down to lift myself up. Turned his dignity into a punchline. The days after that were quiet. He didn't ghost me, didn't block me. But the warmth I'd always known from him was gone. A week later, I convinced him to meet. He came. Calm. Distant. I'm not mad, he said. I'm just tired of trying to be seen. Those words, they were final. I begged him to see it as a one-time mistake. He shook his head. It's not just one night. You've done this before. Made me the joke. You just didn't notice. Or didn't care. And then he left. No dramatic exit. No yelling. Just gone. The months after dragged. I kept hoping he'd come back. That what we had meant enough to survive this. But time has a way of peeling back denial. I started seeing glimpses of his life, photos from travels, moments with friends. In every image, he looked lighter. At peace. Then came the one that finally broke me. Elliot. With someone new. She looked warm. Kind in a way that didn't try too hard. And in his eyes, I saw that same look, the one he used to give me. It was hers now. She was the one who would never use his heart as a prop. Never turn his gentleness into entertainment. Now, whenever I hear laughter that cuts a little too deep, that builds on someone else's humiliation, I go quiet. Because I know how high that price can be. If you've ever made someone you love the punchline, ask yourself, was the laugh worth it? Some people don't argue. Don't shout. They simply leave. And when they do, they don't look back. If you've ever lost someone good because you didn't value them the way you should have, tell your story. Maybe someone will hear it before it's too late.